Hey everyone, it's Emily Fox, and today I thought it would be fun to do the cozy fall book tag. I did do it last year. My answers are going to be completely different. I'll link everything in the description box, but I thought it would be fun because it is officially fall and I'm officially a fall girly. I used to be a summer girly. Not anymore. I am tired of sweating. I like when it's cooler, you crack a window, you read a book. It's just all about the mood. The fashion is nicer. You can wear cute makeup without sweating it off. So officially a fall girly. So let's get to it. I do have different answers, like I said, and I prepared some fun ones. I've been reading nonstop lately. Like, I'm finally back. I wasn't fully like in a reading slump, but I just wasn't finding much that I like. To be fair, I've been decluttering my shelves a ton, but I'm having fun again, which is great. So let's do this. Question number 1, Crushing Leaves. The color's full of color. Choose a book that has red, orange, yellow on the cover. I have a few answers, and I thought it would be fun to use this question to talk about books I want to read, because why not? One of my next read is definitely going to be this, I think. I've been doing a little series where every month I shame myself into finishing series because I suck at it. This year I was supposed to skip that series. Okay, I was supposed to skip that reading challenge, and towards the midpoint I realized I have finished like none. So this is why we're bringing shame back and forcing me to make it a series. I'm using this also to just get it together, which has been very much needed, but I'm doing this out of love. Like, shame is just funny to use as a word, but that is a series that I have completed, but then I realized that there was a prequel. You told me about it, and I was like, I don't love prequel, but then I found it at a used bookstore, realized it's a thick one, so it might be actually satisfying. So I will be reading Beneath the Keep, which is the prequel, like I was saying, to the Tierling series, the first book being The Queen of the Tierling. Just fantastic fantasy series. It becomes a lot more complex than that, but yeah, that's definitely one of the ones that I want to read. The next one, we're gonna definitely shame myself, okay? I don't even want to address it really, but like it's a nice mustard color. I love this color. I have a wall this color, which people always cringe a little, but it brings me so much happiness. This is Oathbringer by Brandon Sanderson. Yes, this is technically not the cover. It doesn't matter. I feel like more books should be colorful under the cover. And yeah, I am in the middle of it. It's part of my pile of shame now. I don't want to address it. One day I will finish it. Hopefully this year. And then a lot of the fall reads that I want to read do have some of these colors. So like really quickly, I have The Appeal, which is like a lock room murder mystery. I have How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix. Haunted House, of course. And then They Never Learn, which is a psychological thriller. I haven't read that many. I feel like I need some. Can you give me some? Give me some. Because the popular ones don't seem to work, but this one, the premise sounded appealing. Is she a doctor that works at this university, decides every year to choose the worst men there and murder him? I thought that sounded like an intriguing premise. So some of the ones that I want to read during the fall. To be fair, it's been fall for me for last month. Like, I have been fully fall ready. I've never worn this much black in my entire life. So those are some of the few books that I definitely wanted to read in the upcoming weeks. It's finally cold enough to don warm, cozy clothing. Which book gives you the warm fuzzies? Okay, I will be the first to admit it. I do not read the right books to give recommendations of cozy. It's not fully true. I did do some videos. I can link that down below. And once in a while, I've been reading more and more and really enjoying them. Actually, you know what? Again, we're going to talk about TBR, and then I'll give you some actual recommendations. But I've been adding so many to my TBR. I've been like fully back to loving reading, which I don't know about this one. This is a last minute edition from my library. This is Steeped to Death, which there's a cat on the cover. I don't know what's becoming of me, okay? I don't want to, I don't know. But this one seems to be like small town murder mysteries, and yeah, there's a cat on the cover. Yeah, we're just gonna accept it. I also got my hands on the audiobook The Pumpkin Spice Cafe, which this is an ongoing series that apparently is getting popular. I had not heard of it, but I saw it on NetGalley, well, the Christmassy version of it, and I added that one to my TBR. So I'm gonna read that because, again, small town stuff happening, and I think this one might have some spice, which I am not really a spicy reader, but you know what, at this point I will try everything. Now let's talk about the ones that I actually have read that I can recommend. Last year I had mentioned Garden Spells. I still stand by that. This is like witchy, small town. It's great. A little romance. This year I did read When the Crow's Away, which is the Heavenfall, which is B&B. The second book in that series, again, murder mystery, small town witches. The first one was a little better, I will admit, but if you are looking for more of those, like, think Gilmore Girls a little bit, because her two aunts are running a B&B, and a little bit Sabrina the Teenage Witch, because again, the two aunts. But in the first book, she definitely addresses grief as a topic, like she is grieving. And in the second book, there's another murder mystery and think like plants, poison, small town gossip. It was good. It was good. I would recommend it. I don't know if that counts as fuzzy, warm fuzzies, but for me, murder mystery, small town, or like witches, small town is warm and fuzzy. I'm going to give you some options, don't worry. If you actually want like giggly fuzzy in terms of like romance, I want to give a shout out to Part of Your World. This is probably the best romance I've read this year. And again, not a huge romance reader, but this one I was giggling, kicking my feet, and I would find excuses to listen to it more. I'm realizing I have another one that is kind of about grief. I don't know why to me this is warm and fuzzy, but it's again small town and like making friends and like, you know, that works. Other Birds, which is another book by the same author of Garden Spells. This one, the main character, her mother passed away and her father lets her have her old apartment in this small town. She goes there to, you know, start her life, university, and she makes friends with the people in this apartment building. It's a very small one, and there are ghosts, but like not like crazy scary ghosts. It's just vibes, and the vibes are good. The vibes are good. I'm realizing my definition of warm and fuzzy might be a little skewed, but these worked for me. Okay, question number 3. Fall storm. The wind is howling and the rain is pounding. Choose your favorite book or genre that you like to read on a stormy day. I have recommendations if you want horror, mystery, thrillers. I've been reading a ton in the last month, and I will admit I haven't found that many that are like all-time favorites, but I've read some pretty good ones. And if you want atmospheric gothic, I have found 2 this year that I've liked. And in the past, I was reading the classic ones like Rebecca, Wuthering Heights, and I kept being kind of like they weren't bad, they just weren't amazing to me. But I did read What Moves the Dead recently, very recently, and I really enjoyed it. It's a retelling of a Edgar Allan Poe story that I did not read. But the modern take is great. The author manages to make it a little funny while very atmospheric, which that does not sound like it goes together, horror and humor, but it makes the tone a little lighter, and it makes the whole thing's just more enjoyable. Like, you do get those creepy vibes. Like, main character goes to this remote estate because two of his friends live there, the brothers and sisters, and his friend is telling him that my sister is dying. So he gets there, things are weird, think like, is it haunted house, they're dying, are they being poisoned? So that's like a classic trope, and you definitely get, again, those weird vibes there, so like the gothic feels. But at the same time, sometimes the main characters have these conversations and it's a little funny, so it's like a soft horror. So if you want to get into horror but you're not really into horror, I would recommend this one. Or recently I also read Horror Store, which main character works at a store that is essentially IKEA but cheaper, like a really cheap version of it, and she has to stay behind during the night as like a night shift, and things get creepy. So 2 good horror I would recommend, and both of them are kind of lighter but not really. You get the creepiness. You get the creepiness. Oh, another one I would throw in there for gothic vibes is The 13th Tale, which apparently used to be popular, and it took me absolutely forever to get around to reading it, and I enjoyed it. And again, main character goes to interview this woman, super famous author. She has never revealed her actual life story, and turns out, you know, very gothic, again, like creepy, weird family secrets. So yeah. Next is Cool Crisp Air. What's the coolest character you'd want to trade places with? Again, I do not read the right books for that. Like, the romances, I guess. I mean, if I don't want to die painfully. But truly, one character that I feel like deserved a better storyline. She did. Actually, I have two. Cackle, okay? This one had so much potential. You have this woman. She was in this very long-term relationship with this boy, and they break up, or he wants to break up, so she decides to start a new life by going to this small town to continue her career as a teacher. And she makes friend with this woman who seems to be loved / fear in this small town, kind of giving witchy vibes. Things are weird around her, and that witchy woman, there was so much potential there, and I feel like the ending was annoying. It really ruined things for me. I feel like the potential was there. So I would replace the female character, and I would live that life. Yeah, that would be a better storyline. I could also mention the same book, What Moves the Dead. There's a mushroom lady there that was pretty cool, but I don't really want to live there, so like I take it back. She just seemed cool and I wanted more from her. There's a second book, so maybe we'll get more from her. But yeah, otherwise most of the books that I read were no, I would not want to be there. Next is Hot Apple Cider. What underhyped book do you want to see become the next big thing, hottest thing? I have so many. I feel like I have been really struggling with the big popular ones. I feel like, I don't know if it's because I've read so many books at this point that I compare them to the ones that are actually amazing, or maybe I just have different tastes. Who knows? But a lot of the ones that I do enjoy, I feel like are not as popular as they should be. I've mentioned Blood Over Brighthaven like a million times. But it's coming out at the end of October, so like if you want to read it, it's a fantastic standalone adult fantasy. It's so good, it's so good. So good. If I were to stick to the ones that I've read this year, I don't think I have a good answer because most of the ones were either already quite popular or I feel like they're becoming popular. Like The Will of the Many is getting all the hype. It deserves it. I enjoyed it quite a bit. The Tainted Cup is also starting to get hype. It's the first book in the series, also adult fantasy, both of them. A lot of the fantasy that I've been reading are like, they're fairly new, so I feel like they're getting the hype, so I don't think that they're under-hyped at the moment. So I feel like my best answer is something that is a little bit older and it had hyped at the time, and I feel like I haven't seen it that much since. So I would go with The Goblin Emperor, which is again an adult fantasy standalone, which there aren't enough of those, and I really, really enjoyed it. Would recommend it. Main character is like this son of the second wife of the emperor, and he loved the first wife. She died tragically. Has to get remarried, doesn't like her. They're sent away, and when she passes away, you know, the son is just in exile. But in mysterious circumstances, the emperor and his other sons are murdered, died, whatever, we don't know, and he is forced to go and become the emperor. So like there's this whole like day-to-day follow-up of him becoming the emperor, having no idea what's going on, who's our enemies, friends, allies, and you're following him. And I really, really enjoyed it. It was also on my shelf for way too long, and I'm really glad that I got around to reading it. So I don't think it's like super underhyped, but I feel like it deserves more love. Next we have Coats, Scarves, and Mittens. The weather has turned cold, it's time to cover up. What's the most embarrassing book cover you own that you like to keep hidden from the public? Okay, I will read anything, I really do not care. But I have been mentioning how much the whole like B&B Witches series, those covers, I know some of you love them, and every time I look at them I'm like, I would never read this. But all the cozy ones that I've been mentioning, also the steeped one and the pumpkin cafe, these covers make me cringe. I feel like I don't feel like I'm the target audience, like at all, but I enjoy these two, so why not the two other ones? We'll see, we'll figure it out. Otherwise, I did read one spicy book this year, which kind of would hide that cover from the public. That one was called The Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon, which I feel like some people would see that cover and be like, yeah, I do want to read that, especially that title. And then the ones would be like, why are you reading this in public? Which, that would be fair. That would be fair. So I feel like otherwise I don't read that many books that have like embarrassing covers. I did read book 3 and 4 in the Pattern Master series by Octavia E. Butler. My edition is especially weird looking. It's all 4 books in one book, and it looks like weirdly religious. Everyone always says that when I put it on the screen. Yeah, but the older ones are also really weird. So like, yeah, it is what it is. Those are definitely the worst books that I've read recently, cover-wise, or the ones that I want to read. And I don't know, some people really like the cozy vibes. I really don't like, I mean, I do think it's appropriate for the book, but I don't feel like I want to pick them up when I see the covers. Do you love them? Do you hate them? Let me know. I'm really curious, by the way, about your own answers for these, because some covers are truly horrendous. It took me forever to get I Who Have Never Known Men. I wanted to have it in French too, since it was written in French. It's my first language. And I had to find a cover that wouldn't be atrocious, because I ended up getting this one, which like the cover doesn't really work with the story, but like whatever, it's decent. But I kept laughing. There are other ones. I know there's a specific green one that has literally like an artistic butt that I call it. It's just, why? Why? So yeah, some covers, I know authors have like no say usually, but like I would cringe so hard if it was me. Pumpkin spice, what's your favorite fall time comfort food or foods? Okay, for me I want to talk about tea because food has been hard for me. I've been mentioning how I've been finally diagnosed with celiac disease and like I have other health issues at the moment, so food has not been fun for me. It just hasn't. So tea has been all the rage. It's been doing what I needed to do. Anything that is chai is definitely, it's fall, right? It's fall. Right now it's vanilla chai that I have, so like it's great. I'm liking it. I've been loving chai latte, making them at home. I never used to make them at home. I don't know why. So yeah, I'm definitely on the hunt. If you have favorites, let me know. I just got, is it Bigelow? I haven't tried that brand, so I'm probably not saying it right, but I got chai orange something, so I'll keep you updated. But yes, obviously all the fall cinnamon things and the mugs that go with it. This is older. I think I've had it for like 2-3 years, so it's not old, but I mean, you might not be able to get it, but it was from Simon's. I'm all about the mugs too. Mugs are like the must-have for me in terms of fall. It's the thing I like to collect and just hoard them, so. And I thought it would be fun to just talk about favorites in general. I really miss this, okay? Can I just be honest? I used to have a beauty channel, for anyone who doesn't know. I absolutely miss it, but because I was dealing with so many health issues, which finally got answered, so hopefully one day I'll feel good enough to actually go back to doing it too. And I really miss talking about favorite stuff, just stuff with you. So I might start doing more in my reading vlogs because lifestyle stuff can work, right? And yeah, I just thought I would mention lip products because I've been getting so many questions. Not all of this, I just put a shit ton of stuff in there. But currently what I'm wearing is a classic. This is the, the Clinique. This is the, is it the Almost lipstick? Yeah, Almost lipstick in Black Honey, which is like, this is old. Arwen was wearing this in Lord of the Rings. She looks gorgeous, obviously, and it's just one of those lipstick that is buildable. It's moisturizing, it fades nicely, it lasts a long time considering that it's like a moisturizing lipstick. Usually they don't tend to last as long. It's just a color that works for everyone, which I feel like usually I cringe a little whenever someone says that because they don't. But this one, because it is a pretty neutral shade and again buildable, it works for everyone. I really love it. If you can't afford this one, if you don't want to splurge on this one, there are a few dupes. I tried a couple and I didn't really care for them except for CoverGirl. This is their tinted lip balm in the color Bliss You Berry, and it's the closest one I have found. It's again moisturizing. I feel that the problem with tinted lip balms specifically is that they don't always wear off nicely, which, what's the point? Like, if it's not moisturizing, at least wear off nicely, you know? Like they'll dry in your like cracks or just in the corners. It just looks weird. Not this one. Actually, I can swatch them on my hand. I haven't done that in forever, which doesn't really mean much because your lips will have some type of pigmentation, but like the colors are pretty close too. But you can see like the CoverGirl one has a little bit more color. So this is the Clinique one, the CoverGirl one, but like it's the same kind of vibe. So if you want to splurge, would recommend. I do think it's worth the money, but if you don't want to, the CoverGirl one is a good dupe. And then the color that I've been wearing nonstop on my lips, I've been getting questions literally every video. It's been this nonstop on my lips. They have so many colors. This is the Maybelline Superstay Hank Crayon. They're lip pencils. They're fantastic. Again, ridiculous range of color. I did lip swatch videos years ago on my beauty channel if you want to see them. But you get the pencil, you get the sharpener in the back. Fantastic. And they wear nicely. They're matte, but not like a drying matte. They last forever. You can eat with them. And this is the color Be Bold, Be You, which again is the one that I've been having on my lips literally every day. It's like a berry kind of burgundy shade. It's just fantastic. Absolutely love it. If I am wearing lip gloss, it's been basically every time this one. This is the She Glam Jelly Wow something berry. I don't remember. It's written way too small. So this lip balm, this lip gloss is absolutely amazing. You get this gigantic applicator, but it's extremely soft. So I really like it. It smells fruity, it smells nice, it wears nicely, I love it, and I've been putting it on top of literally everything, so love this. And if I'm wearing a nude, usually lately it's been this combo. This is the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in the color Up and Down 10. Nudes are really hard to recommend because your undertone, skin tone, everything will make it look different, but this is a pretty good nude if you have like medium to fair skin, and especially if you want something that is a bit more cool tone. I feel like a lot of really popular ones tend to look quite brown or orange on more cool tone undertone. I'm pretty neutral to cool, but again, to give you an idea, this one will look purple on you if you have really warm skin tone, but it's just a good dark nude for me. It's fantastic, so I will apply this on the outer line of my lips, especially because I have double line, which this is becoming a beauty video because I'm not wearing a pigmented lipstick. You can see that the outside here is just not as pigmented as the inside of my lips, and if you don't line that part, it looks really weird. I've had lip makeup artists try to pretend that my lips were not there, and I'm like, dude, you have to actually fill this because it's gonna look really weird otherwise. So I will pair it with this one, the Maybelline lip pencil in the color Lead the Way, which this one is slightly more pink than the other one, but it's a really good nude combo. So yeah, if you have cool skin tone, you will love this. It might look really light and purple if you have a warmer undertone, but it's great, and they have a million colors, so like you don't have to get this specific color. I just recommend the formula in general, but these have been my go-to, so I miss this so much. I think I'm gonna do that in my future reading vlogs because I love talking about stuff with you. So I'll probably do like skincare. Maybe I'll do like a get ready or unready with me with some skincare so you can see what I've been using and loving lately, because I'm back. I'm starting to feel like myself again. Also sweaters, because fall sweaters absolutely my whole life. I love fun sweaters. I'm always wearing some, and I get a ton of questions, but I haven't been shopping in forever. This is like 7+ years old. Like I've been having this forever. You can go back and see me wearing this, but I got it. This is Free People, but I got it at Lulu's, and again, it was years and years ago. I love it. It makes me look like an IKEA cushion, and I don't mind. I love it. But a lot of my sweaters are starting to have holes. They're now like inside sweaters only, so I will need to upgrade and get some. So if you have favorite places to shop, let me know, because I feel like a lot of places quality is so bad, and I mean so bad, and even if you shop at higher end places, the quality is awful. Like I don't want to spend 60 bucks on a sweater that is acrylic. Like it's gonna look like crap after like washing it twice. I don't want to do that. And like too much polyester. Like I want actual materials that are nicer, especially again if you're gonna buy something new. And I've mentioned that I really enjoyed lately for basics like Old Navy and Gap. They have cute sweaters. They do. And last year I was saying the same thing. And if I were to splurge, I've been looking at Cezanne, which they have the cutest. Have you seen this purse too? So cute, but they're pricier, so yeah, I'm just looking, I'm thinking, but yes, I am all about the good sweaters. So if you have a good favorite place for sweaters, let me know. I want to start knitting. This is becoming everything but a book video, but it's okay, we're just chatting, just as girlies. Just us girlies. But I really want to start knitting, but I can't because of Charlie. I mean, all the cats really, but Charlie is such an idiot, and every time that he finds like a string, he tries to swallow it. Like he's trying to himself, and like he has health insurance, but like it doesn't cover 100%, and I would prefer him to just stay alive in general. So I might have to like get like a plastic container and keep it only in this room, and like never let the cat inside of this room. And I would have to lock myself in this room to actually knit. I could make my own sweaters. So like no more complaints about the quality, although I would have to be the one working on the quality, but I think that might be my solution. Although I don't think I would be fast enough. If you knit, how many sweaters can you make yourself in a year? Because I feel like it would take me a whole year to make one. Let me know. So yes, I want to know, what do you like to do during the fall? I feel like I want to drink tea, read books, obviously, watch old movies and TV shows. What are your go-to for the fall? Because I've been trying to watch some stuff, but I'm terrible at like finishing TV shows. I've started like 10. I watched the first episode of Buffy. I watched the first episode of, is it Mayfair Witches? And the first 2 episodes of Interview with the Vampire. Like I am terrible at finishing TV shows. I'm like dabbling, trying to find what I want to binge watch for the fall, but some of the ones I have tried, if you have other options, let me know. But I know I will be rewatching Practical Magic, of course. I have a friend that told me that it was a shame that I have yet to watch Halloween Town, the movie, Is it worth it? Am I too old for it? I don't really love children's movies. Maybe I need to do some puzzles while listening to audiobooks. Let me know what you like to do. But yeah, enough. This isn't a book video anymore. But let me know if you want to have more of this kind of content, because I really miss it. I really miss it. And going back to the beauty channel is definitely something I do want to do, but it's a lot of pressure, right? Plus, like, when I do go back, I want to go back, actually go back, not like disappear again, you know? So I want to wait until I'm like fully ready. But I'm starting to have more good days than bad days. So like, we're crossing literally everything, and yeah, one day at a time. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Would love to hear your answers about all of these, especially the last question where I go on a bunch of random tangents, because I love fall. I want to hear what you like. I will be decorating my background like any minute now. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thumbs up, subscribe. I will be putting more videos on the screen that I recommend you check out. I did do a reading vlog about Rory Gilmore, the reading challenge, which is very fall-esque. So if you want to see me struggle with that. And then I just did a video about trying to find mystery thriller horror books that I'm hoping will work for me. I'm on a mission, and I've read 3 or attempted 3 in this video. You'll see if it went well. And I will see you in my next one. Bye.